Ladies and gentlemen, we are back
We bike.
with another episode of the Mitchell Hour. How's it? How you doing, man? Everything good?
Everything is great. Can't complain. Another day, another dollar.
All right.
Another
Let's
hour.
get started.
Yeah.
This word isn't to scare you, but to help prepare you. Yo, marriage is not a death sentence, but it is about dying daily in order to love your spouse well. Do yourself a favor. Don't live for marriage while you're single if you're not willing to die daily to the person you said I do to. A big part of this Christian life is about sanctification, about continually being conformed into the image of Jesus Christ. Know that God is going to use people to help do that, to stretch you, to test you, and to stress you. There's no greater example of that than in marriage, when a person has close proximity to you, can see all your flaws, all your sins, all your shortcomings, and you can see all of theirs. I know we won't love in our marriage, and that's understandable. But know that we need failure too. And the reason why is because if God gave us a spouse that met our every condition, we will never learn how to love unconditionally. Hey, yo, you...
What you think about that?
Yeah, man. I mean, I hear you. I hear him. I agree. You definitely have to. Marriage is work, man. You can't expect everything to just be smooth, man. You got to be able to work through things, and you got to be able to compromise and expect there to be. It ain't gonna work out if you ain't trying. You got to try every day. If you don't try, that shit's gonna die. Simple.
True shit. But I think he added a little extra in there that I really didn't agree with, because marriage is hard, and honestly, I think when you add the religion part in there, I think it makes it a little bit harder. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that is because if you're both are in the church, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But if one isn't in the church and one is, it makes it a little bit difficult, because Christians are, let me say, I'm a Christian, but some people in the church are very judgmental.
Right.
And it becomes a problem where if a person that is in the church, whether it's a wife or husband, and y'all are watching, she's watching church or you're watching church, and the pastor says something that the man, most of the time it's the women that get really deep into church, and they listen to somebody else, and that person becomes a part of your marriage because they're putting something in your spouse's head that really could mess up your marriage. And I want to ask you a question. Is there a such thing as a soulmate?
I believe there is, but just listening to what you're talking about, you guys got to be on the same path. It's tough to have a successful marriage if one person is going one way and the other person is not going that way. Maybe not going the opposite way, but not really following the same path. Especially with religion, like if one person is deep into religion and the other one is not really into it, it can make things a little, I don't know, uncomfortable.
Right.
So you really, to make it work, you got to kind of be on the same path.
Right.
That's what I've experienced.
So you do believe that people have soulmates?
I think so.
Right. I don't know if I believe that or not. Just because if you look at marriages like celebrities or just regular people, like the beginning of the relationships could be like so great. Everything is fine. But then you can be with somebody for 20 years, 30 years, and just wake up and be like, you know what? I met some random nigga, or I met some random bitch, and the grass looks greener on the other side. So I don't want to be with you anymore. Yeah. And I feel like what are the conditions if it's a soulmate? If it's a soulmate, you still have to go through the normal shit that other people go through. Does marrying your soulmate or being with your soulmate, would that make a relationship easier?
I think in some instances, in some cases, yeah, but there's still going to be things that you guys are going to argue about. I don't think it's going to ever be perfect that you both agree on everything, but you probably will have a lot more synchronicity with a lot of things than if you weren't soulmates. You would probably have a lot more things in common. You would both have the same kind of goals and aspirations. You both would try to help each other grow and all that kind of shit.
Right.
But if you're not, you're probably just trying to work it out.
Right. Because, I mean, just going off of personal experiences with, like, people around me, you know, there's people that I'm very close to that are still married, but they're separated. And they are actually trying to work stuff out, but it's not working.
Yeah.
You know, like my parents, you know, got separated, and they were separated for years before my father passed. And I'm just looking at a situation, you be like, dang, if a motherfucker's been together, two motherfuckers been together for that long, have grown kids, went through good and bad times, and then you just say, you know what, we're better friends than we are together.
Right.
You know, and I think the number one issue in marriages is sometimes is finances.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. It's just
It's like, but it's a lot of the reasons why relationships or marriages break up after the kids grow up is because that was really the reason why the marriage was staying together in the first place, is to make sure that the kids had a foundation and a solid place and consistency in their life to make things, you know, a great way, you know, to help them grow and not have any kind of psychological issues and kind of trauma. So
isn't not bad though, because kids are a lot smarter than they were back in a long time ago, and kids can pick up on that type of shit. So I feel like if you're staying together because you have kids, like, shouldn't you have seen that before you had the kids? Like there was something wrong?
perhaps, but sometimes you don't. But I don't know if it's worse or not. It's
Right.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say. It makes things more convenient for everyone instead of having to move back and forth the kids and all that. Everything is kind of in the same place. And
Right.
if as long as you guys aren't fighting and openly fighting and arguing and having kind of like an unhealthy relationship with the kids, witnessing shit like that, then I don't think it's too bad. But if things are really hostile and you guys really hate each other and you're just together and you can feel the tension, then you might as well not be together.
Do you agree with that about staying together for the kids? Or do you you think it's like the kids pick up on that? Let's just separate and co-parent.
Yes.
So what has the worst effect on the kids? Being together while y'all and trying to stay together with the kids, or separating and co-parenting? What is worse?
Again, like I said, it will be worse if you guys are together and you don't really fuck with each other and it's just the vibe is just off. But I don't think it's a good idea. If you feel like, things ain't gonna work, then you probably should just cut ties and try to make things as comfortable as possible for the kids. But I mean, being together and just living your life like that is just not a good way to live your life. If you're not happy, you're gonna have to find happiness.
And another thing, and I'm gonna tie this into the Kevin Samuels dude, like rest in peace to him. But I know it's a lot of clips that are circulating. That's kind of crazy because they wasn't really circulating when he was alive, about how he's really for the black family, and society have trying to tear the black family apart. Do you feel like the advice that Kevin Samuels gave to women and men helped out, or was it detrimental to relationships?
Really broad question. I mean, I heard a lot of people say that they got help from him. So I would say that he was helpful, but I don't know if I could say he helped everybody, but he helped a lot of people.
Can a person that got a divorce that wasn't married give people advice on how to maintain a relationship?
You said a person that got a divorce but wasn't married? What?
I mean, if a person wasn't married because they got a divorce, could they give other people relationship advice?
How did they get married? If they got what?
Okay, Kevin Samuels was married,
but he got a divorce.
But he got a divorce.
Okay, can a person
his big thing was he would give women in men
Okay.
relationship advice.
Got it.
If you got a divorce and you're not married anymore, could you take advice from somebody that wasn't in a relationship anymore?
He has experience though, so I can't discount his experience. Like just because you're not currently married, I would think that you have more perspective, honestly, to give me some advice because you've been in the marriage and the divorce side of things, so you've probably seen it all. So I can value their opinion.
Okay, so whose opinion would you value more? Somebody that wasn't married anymore, and people that have been married for a little while, or both advice? You could listen to both of them and see both perspectives.
I like to try to see both perspectives, but I don't know if one weighs more than the other. They both have their own. I can see listening to both. But I don't know. Like I don't think either one is more than valuable than the other. Honestly, really, I do think that a person who was married and divorced probably has more to give than someone who's just married. I don't know why or how or if your marriage is great. So it's a lot of questions there. But at the same time, if the person was married and divorced several times, then I probably wouldn't value their opinion. If it was one time, maybe. But if it was like a multiple marriage divorce thing, then there's an underlying issue there probably that you need to address. So I probably wouldn't value their opinion if it was a multiple thing.
All right. So you have some people that have been married for 40 years. If you personally, in my personal opinion, if you're a person and you've been married for 30 plus years, I feel like you've been through some shit because there's no such thing as a perfect marriage.
Right.
Like, and just like I said, with the whole financial situation, if you look at how many billionaires and millionaires that there are out there right now whose marriages are just really fucked up in the public eye.
Right.
And I see a lot of people saying, fuck it. I mean, if, everybody talking about how we need that Jada and Will love, and you see how their marriage is fucked up. Like, I just feel like sometimes marriages can be facades.
Hold on a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to take a brief intermission, but we are back.
Yep.
So, back to what we were talking about. Do you think it's harder to be married as a celebrity because all your shit is out there on Front Street, or no?
If you're married with a celebrity and you're a celebrity, then probably not. But if you're a celebrity married with a civilian, then yeah, definitely.
So if you're two celebrities married in the public eye, you don't think that's as bad as just like a rich nigga marrying a random person?
Yeah, a random person and a celebrity, they're not going to understand your lifestyle. They're going to have a whole bunch of jealousy issues, all kind of complaints and problems. At least with two celebrities, they know how the game is, and they can understand that is the way it is. But a celebrity marrying a civilian, there's just a whole bunch of issues that come with that. That's why celebrities marry celebrities all the time.
Yeah, true shit, man. Because I'm looking at it, man, and it just seemed like if you look at all the celebrity marriages, man, it just seemed like, I don't know, maybe younger. I know like Samuel L. Jackson and his wife, they've been married for a long time, no issues. Right? You got Will and Jada, who's somewhat been in an open relationship. That's the rumor that's been going around. You got Ruby Dee, Ossie Davis, that they freaking died married, like no issues as far as I know. You got Courtney B. Vance and Angela Bassett. Like, it just seems like the older people, the older celebrities that are married, just really know how to deal with shit and keep their life private. The younger ones, like Cardi B and the nigga from the Migos, they're so public. And I feel like that was, how do you feel about that marriage? Like, it was some rumors going around that this was Cardi B's thing, like getting married to a rich rapper, have a baby, you don't have to put out any albums again. Do you feel like they really like had something for each other, or was it just a show?
I think so. I don't know. I think so. I don't know their life, but I think there's something there. I don't know if there's something still there, but
Right.
I think there had to have been something there.
Can you get married and cheat on a person and say that you still love them? Now, I'm just asking because that's what they did. That's what old boy did. Saying I love you, and she was in the middle of a show. He bought roses to her and shit, like, and he was out doing some grimy shit. Like,
I can say there's probably circumstances where that could be true.
Right. Okay. Okay.
What do you think?
Honestly, I think you can do that but see, I guess I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this, but I feel like when men cheat, it's a lot different than women cheat. Because when men cheat, it's just I'm fucking a bitch. That's it. And I feel like with women, sometimes they cheat with like their emotions, with feelings and shit.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know, man, but it just seems like the younger people that get married is just they have more issues. And does that come from the way you were raised and the shit that you see your parents go through? Does that have any aspect on? Okay, when you were married, did what you saw the relationships with your aunties and uncles and your mom and everything, your dad, did you see any type of thing that had any effect on your marriage?
I think that what you are exposed to and growing up with can affect you in a negative and positive way, because you see negative things. Sometimes it makes you kind of mimic that, but at the same time, it can also make you try to do different things, make things different than what you saw and try to do it a different way. So, yeah, I can say, what you see when you grow up can affect how you are in your marriage.
Because one thing that me and LaToya always go through, which is hilarious to me, like she says arguing is bad. And she never wants to argue at all, argue in front of the kids, right?
Okay.
And the way I say it, I'm like, there's no such thing as just a perfect marriage where you're not going to argue, because people, we're different people. You might not agree with something and I do. And I'm like, it's okay to have arguments in front of your kids, like not cussing and knock down, drag out type of shit, because I'm figuring, this is one thing I always tell her. I said, look, we're married and we have a disagreement in the car or something. It's okay for our kids to see like a little argument and we make up. That's fine. Just a regular disagreement. But I feel like if the kids just never see us argue and think everything is perfect, when they get older and they get in relationships and they never had anything to base it off of, the first time they get in an argument or something, they're like, well, I've never seen my parents do this before. This is wrong. We had a disagreement, so I can't be with you anymore.
Right.
It's just certain things that you see, even if it's negative, can have a positive effect. Because like you said, you see something negative and you know not to do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
But with LaToya, she thinks that arguing, period, is wrong. And I just don't agree with that.
Yeah, I hear you. I got what you're saying. I agree with you too. You should definitely have disagreements that you work through, because
Minor. Right.
Yeah. Not doing big fights in front of your kids, but definitely working things out in front of your kids is okay. And also, you got to have disagreements in general, not even with your kids, but just in general, because you're going to have to do that. And otherwise, the issues you have inside of you, you're never going to get them addressed. They're just going to just hold them in. What are you doing there?
Right.
There's no growth in that. You got to be able to talk it out and show and tell who your significant other what you think about certain things, so that you guys can come to some kind of compromise. Otherwise, you're just going to be upset or hold some kind of resentment about some shit for the rest of your life.
True shit. Nah. Yeah, man. But I don't know, man. It just seemed like I've have a lot of friends that were, pretty much people I fuck with are older than me. And it's just like none of them have like marriages that lasted. And it's just like, I just don't know. It seemed like we're only 38 years old, but it seemed like marriages lasted longer a long time ago. So the question that I have is like, I know you're not on social media as much as me, but I be on like YouTube and Instagram, and you see that women are changing and men are changing. I feel like the women are becoming more independent, more having more masculine energy, and the men are just being like, either I'm just not going to deal with it, or they try to like give the woman what she wants and then just fall back. It's an old saying, happy wife, happy life. And I don't know if I agree with that, because to have a happy life, you have to be happy. And if you're not getting anything that you want, how are you going to be happy? If one person is happy, it's not beneficial to anybody.
Yeah, it's like happy wife, happy her life.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I've seen perfect example. It's a guy that I know that is married, still married, and he really hates his fucking wife.
Okay.
Like he really fucking hates her. Certain situations that went through, and she handles all the finances. He works, she gives her all the money. Found out that she wasn't doing the right things with the money. He doesn't get along with her parents, but yet he's still there, but he's miserable, and he just like every day off he has to get completely fucked up, wasted. And I have young kids, and I'm just like, damn. Well, I'm not going to leave her because I know she'll get full custody, and that's another thing. I don't really think it's fair. Like, I know it doesn't happen a lot, but you're married. You're the main breadwinner in the house. So the wife gets the kids and the house, but without you, she wouldn't have a house. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you agree with that? And the statistics that are out there are saying that the majority of the time, the woman gets spousal support, the house, and the kids.
No, I don't agree with that, but that is the way it is. That is the way.
Why? Why? Like, what makes people think that a woman is more capable of raising kids than a father? Because if you look at the statistics, people that grow up in a single woman household, when the mother is raising the children, those children, the girls turn out to be more promiscuous, and then the males end up being in prison and getting in trouble, and a lower percentage than if the man was raising it. So I guess it all comes together because the jails they make a lot of money, private prisons and everything, and I guess giving the mother full custody and everything, knowing that these kids are going to somehow later on in life make you money in prison.
That's deep. Yeah. Like, it's kind of like them overturn the Roe v. Wade thing, man. They want to make sure these low income people keep on having babies and keep on supplying the workforce and the police.
But you heard what Ish, right? Because you listened to the podcast, and he was like, I think it was this last one. He said Caucasians are not the majority anymore. You heard that shit? Like, did you agree with what he said? Because do only black people like? I don't get what he was saying. It's like he made it a racial thing. Do you agree with what he said? Because I didn't at all.
It was an interesting perspective. I could see. I don't know if it's true, but it's an interesting idea.
So you think it has a little bit of validation?
It could be something to that.
Right.
Protecting the percentages are going against the minority, which is the white, even though that's not what they say.
Right.
It's definitely becoming that way, that they're losing ground. So there has to be something that they have to do to reclaim control. So I can see some shit like that going on.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, man, but I've been married for 12 years, and the shit was fucking difficult. You know, I didn't get along with my in-laws and everything like that, and you know, almost fought my father-in-law and had beef with my brother-in-laws and shit. But it just got to a point where I'm just like, damn, like, is it really, like, what the fuck did I do? And I think one major thing that marriages just don't have anymore is just sitting down and talking, right? Because you look at the situation and you have people that are married, right? And let's say both people in church, right? You know anything about Christianity, pray about everything.
Yeah.
Fuck a psychiatrist, fuck going to marriage counseling. If you do the marriage counseling, you got to do it through the church.
Right.
And I'm just like, yo, just two people can actually sit down and say, this is what happens I don't like. You tell me what happens and what you don't like, and I feel like they can work it out.
Yeah.
But I feel like now that is frowned upon. Like, a man is a simp if he wants to sit down and talk to his wife and try to give her what she needs, right? And then the woman is being submissive to the man if she wants to sit down and compromise what it is. And I feel like, why are all these titles being thrown around? And most of the time when you see these people on YouTube, on Instagram, and talking about the modern women, they're not married and they're single. And I feel like now we just take so much in from social media about people that, like you had said this like several podcasts ago, social media is not real. So when you see these people front like everything is happy in their marriage and shit, most of the time they're fronting. And most of the time, regular human beings that work a regular 9 to 5 are sometimes really more secure in their marriage than these people, these celebrities. And I just don't understand why these titles are being thrown around. A simp or a woman being submissive. And is that really why don't women want to cater to their men anymore? Well, why do you think that is?
I don't know, man. These questions, man. I don't know. It's just the messaging that they're presented is that's not the way to do it, man. You got to be your own woman. You got to be your own boss. Fuck these niggas. That's what they are.
But yeah, but see, that kind of contradicts the shit that's going around, right? Because I'm independent. I got my own, but I'll take your money too. I'm just like, well, then you need a man. You want a man, you know.
Want a man so you can take advantage of him.
Right. I mean, I don't know, man, but these are the things that I just think about. I know.
I don't think all women are like this, first of all.
Oh, yeah, of course not. There's a lot of women that cater to their men and do everything. It's a lot of men that will take care of their woman.
Right.
But I had a conversation with an acquaintance of mine, and he said, if you were making $100,000 to $200,000 a year, would you let your wife stay home? And he wasn't just asking me; he was just like a broad question. And I was like, I don't know.
I think you asked this before, too.
Yeah, and I think it has to be the woman has to be worth it. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's just like I have to know that looking in our past, that I know that you are for me and only me, and you are worth me fronting all the bills and you just being home.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like if you're just married and it's been put out there for generations and generations that a man is the provider, the man pays for everything, the woman, her money is her money, but the man's money is our money. Do you agree with that in 2022?
I've never been a fan of that. And it's a red flag for me if a woman tells me that her aspirations is to stay at home and just be at home and take care of the house. I can't deal with that. I need if you're gonna do something like that, like you're saying the man takes all care of the money and you stay home, then I need you to be making sure that everything at home is taken care of for real, not just at home and waiting for me to fuck you. You gotta be doing something, keeping the money growing or maintaining or doing something like productive. Not just
how could
spending.
a woman or a man, because there's some men that are married to really successful women, and the men actually got their little part-time and they do their thing. But I just don't understand how a man could, or a woman could just stay home. Like, see the same walls, same shit, and just be there taking care of the kids and everything like that. Because it gets to a point where even if the man or the woman is paying all the bills and everything is straight, you don't have to do anything except maybe cook every once in a while, whatever, you're going to grow some type of resentment against it because this is what you wanted, but eventually you're going to be like, yo, fuck this. Like, I can't do this anymore, right?
Yeah, you need a hobby. But I mean, some women want to do that, and I mean, sometimes it makes more sense if you have like a lot of kids. You know, it's cheaper that way instead of paying for somebody to watch them and all that. To just have them take care of the kids and take care of the house and all that stuff. It could make more sense to do it that way as long as the breadwinner can hold it down and you could support that. Then yeah, it makes sense. But I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, me either. But in closing, the people that live right over there, Like, he works, she stays home. And when I say that he doesn't do anything, like, I'm talking about he will come home from work and he'll sit on the porch, drink a beer, and his wife will get the lawnmower and just cut the grass. That's different.
Yeah.
Like, all right, she stays home. You just bought her like this big old Yukon XL truck and everything like that. All the bills are paid. You're straight. But, like, damn, nigga, like, as a man, you should come home and cut the fucking grass and shit. Like,
Watching her cut the grass while you drinking a beer on the porch?
yeah, that's crazy. Like, and the crazy thing, I don't know if they're like gothic or whatever, but she wears like these all black every day, every day. And she's outside in like 75, 80-degree heat with all black on, cutting grass. And this nigga just sitting there with his 15, I think his daughter's 15, and he has a little kid that's around Ollie's age, a couple years. I'm just like, damn, like, what are you teaching the kids? Like, you have a daughter that is in high school and a young boy that is, in elementary school, and they're both seeing you sit on a porch, drinking beer, and your wife cutting the grass.
Hey, man, maybe she
That
want to do
shit
that.
is different.
Maybe she insists on doing that shit. Maybe she's like, I love it. I need to
But
cut this
that
grass.
is crazy because LaToya insists on pumping the gas.
Okay.
And we go to the gas station, and I'm like, I said, no, babe, I got it. She likes pumping gas for some reason.
Okay.
I remember I'm sitting in the car, she's pumping gas, and these two black women got out the car, and they fucking gave me, nigga. That's saying looks and kill, like they would have fucking murdered my ass. And now when we go to the gas station or something, I have to get out the car and just stand there, even though she's pumping.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I can't do that. I can't sit in the car. I have to be outside too. I just feel uncomfortable being in the car. Like, nah, let me just stand out the car.
Yeah, that's like weird. I'm like, yo, why do you like pumping gas? But whatever. But ladies and gentlemen, this have been another episode of the Mitchell Hour podcast. Soul ties or soulmates? Do you believe that there's a such thing as a soulmate? And what are you guys you guys and ladies willing to deal with in a marriage? If you really love someone, is there a deal breaker? If you really love someone, like, what are you willing to deal with to have the marriage go on? Doesn't matter if you have kids or you don't have kids or whatever. Could you marry someone that is not able to have kids? So let me know in the comments below. All right.
Until next hour.
We out.
Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. And until then, be safe.
Nigga, you asked all those questions. You ain't answer them. You had some good questions to ask the people.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm starting to do that because I know now that I'm putting all this shit on YouTube. So, and then sometimes I put on when I put it on the DSPs, I have these little polls where people can answer the questions. I haven't been so excited for a fucking album than I am now.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
Kendrick Lamar, ladies and gentlemen, is dropping Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. He put out the Heart Part 5 video that I saw on my way home. I worked a 15-hour shift on Mother's Day.
Jesus.
And I was on my way home, and it said, this is Kendrick Lamar, the Heart Part 5 out now. So I'm driving, almost wrecking, trying to watch the video. When I saw it, I was like, what is that OJ? And I'm like, oh, let me fucking pause this shit. And then I was like, no, I got to listen to the song. And a lot of people, I'm realizing the older I get, the more people's opinions piss me the fuck off if I feel like there's no logic behind it. And I'm expecting this from DJ Academics fans.
Right.
DJ Academics put out the shit, and it said, the Heart Part 5, he dropped it. Is it classic or not? What? And a couple people put some shit out, and they're like, man, this is some bullshit. This shit is ass, my nigga. Like, nobody bumping that shit in their car. And I'm just like, really? And then listen to the podcast, and Ish said, and it, you know what? It didn't surprise me with Ish, because when Joe broke it down, when he put out the little PG Lane joint, and Joe broke it down, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Now, knowing the lyricism that Kendrick has, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I know the concept of that album was going to be fucking bananas just from how he is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ish said, man, y'all niggas on that nigga's dick. Like, like that name, that title is ass. It fucking sucks. So what makes you think that the album is going to be good just because of that?
Yeah.
So when they played some of it and then he said, man, this shit was ass. Like, oh, I get it. And what he kind of contradicted himself because he said the words was good, the beat was good, but the song didn't go to, like, you name every aspect of what a song
good song,
is.
and they said it wasn't good.
And said it wasn't good.
I know.
So, but then it made me think he has some type of animosity towards Kendrick or something. I don't know, because you listen to when they first broke it down, when Joe first broke it down, Ish was very negative.
Right.
Ice, on the other hand, Ice is just one of those niggas that think it's popular, think it's cool to hate on shit that other people like. Because and I'll have to go back and play The Heart Part 4. And I really forgot that it was that good. But I really do think the deeper message in The Heart Part 5 really was better than The Heart Part 4. What do you think? Which one do you think
I need
was
to
better?
re-listen to that shit too. I haven't re-listened to it too. Because I heard his ranking. I was like, damn, really? He thinks that The Hard Part 5 is like the second worst out of all of them.
Right.
So I don't know.
I don't know,
replay
man.
them
With
all.
Ice, that nigga, when they talked about Push's album, he was like, "Yeah, man, it was good, but I don't know. It's like every single time when Joe reviews an album and talks about some shit, I already know what Ice is going to say." Now, if it's them young niggas that's talking about pulling up at your funeral and blowing your fucking head off or something like that, then he's going to rank it top 5 ever. I already know that. But I'm very, very excited for this album.
Yeah. Somebody says they have the track listing of the album.
Uh-oh.
I'll read a few.
Okay.
First track is called Mighty Macho. The second track is called B-14 Bomber featuring Baby King. The third track is called Giri Lafe. Fourth track, Nasty Tiana. Number 5 is Daddy on My Thotty.
Daddy on my thotty.
6 is called Knuckles. 7, Shadow and Flash. 8, Benjamin Franklin Interlude.
Kind of sounded kind of sketchy.
Wait. Number 14 is Amber Heard is a Little Bitch featuring Johnny Depp.
Oh, hold on, nigga. Hold on. Okay. Speaking of Amber Heard, nigga, have you been watching our fucking trial?
I haven't seen the newest things.
Nigga, that bitch is fucking crazy, bro. Like, she's just sitting up there. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a movie with her in it. But, nigga.
I heard her little they had her on the stand. I did hear her tell her little story. She sounded like she was trying to be believable. Like she was.
Nigga, I actually watched it. Like, this is the first trial ever that I've actually just watched. I'll be at work just with my AirPods in, just watching the trial. All right. I think out of everything, there's 2 things that stuck out to me.
Okay.
His security now that is still alive have discredited her, saying, I've seen her whoop him, punch him in his face. I've taken pictures.
What do you mean still alive?
Because he had 2 securities, right? One security is still alive, and that one is on Johnny's side. But what she does when she testifies, she brings up the security guard that's dead that nobody can answer and to ask him any questions. And when she's testifying, she's like, oh, yes, he was the one that came and consoled me. All right, bitch, we can't ask him any fucking questions because he's dead.
Right, okay.
Okay, so that's number 1. I'm like, why are you bringing up the person that's dead? Okay. Number 2 is he raped me with a bottle, and I didn't know if the bottle was broken or not. Okay. A liquor bottle.
A glass bottle.
He puts it inside of you. He's fucking you with the bottle. But you don't know if the bottle is broken. You didn't go to the hospital. you saying that he hit you, even though there's a fucking hour recording of you saying that you hit him and he doesn't hit you, and every single time you hit him and you argue, he runs away.
How you don't feel broken glass?
My point exactly. She's like, I didn't know what to do. And the things that she's saying, like he pushed me on a carpet. And I remember just sitting there like, why is this carpet so filthy? I've never known that this carpet was so filthy before. I was sitting here laying face down, looking at this filthy carpet. Nigga, I'm sorry. That is something wrong with that bitch. Now, I will say that I feel like they both have issues. There was a recording, audio recording of Johnny going through some breakdown where he was cutting himself. So, yes, he has issues.
Mm-hmm. Both of them have issues.
Both of them. But every single thing that she tries to put out there is disproven, right? She put out some shit that he punched me and I had to carry around this thing. And the thing about it, she named the makeup line. The makeup line responded in saying, this line didn't come out till 2018. So how were you carrying around and saying you were putting masking up bruises when it wasn't out in 2015 or 2016?
Wow.
You have other people that's coming out and saying that we was on a plane and yeah, she did get mad at Johnny. Her old person, what do you call it? Assistant, she was saying like, yeah, she would get naked. She would be butt naked in front of me. I've never seen any bruises and everything. Matter of fact, she hit me in my face. So it's like, I don't know, man. Like that shit is crazy. Now that's one thing. You should know if your significant other is a little touched. And Johnny said that he knew she was touched. She was crazy, but he went ahead and married her anyway because he loved her.
Yeah, I heard that part. I mean, hey, man, sometimes crazy like that, it can be attractive, like to an extent, like
Yeah,
a little bit.
because sometimes the crazy bitches got some super good coochie.
Yeah. But speaking of like lying and not knowing about glass, man, what's going on with Megan? With her doctor telling everybody that she actually didn't get shot.
Now, what I've seen, and everybody was jumping out the window with that shit. The one person that didn't really jump out the window, he made his little comments, but he didn't jump out the window, was Ack. Mm-hmm. He was like, what you guys got to understand is this is the police report. Mm-hmm. And the doctor, when she went in, of course the doctor is going to say, hey, I treated her for broken glass. But another doctor came in and supposedly did some x-rays and shit like that. And that's the one that said that she did have bullet fragments in her foot. Now, the thing that's crazy to me, right? That police report that the dude from Fresh and Fit put out, saying that police came and they saw, it was eyewitnesses, and they found a acrylic nail on the ground and some medallions from their chains. So the people in that neighborhood were saying that Meg and Kelsey, they saw two women having a fight.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and I said it last podcast, and I'm going to say it again. The nigga Whack 100 said that Meg prints were on a gun. Mm-hmm. Nigga, everybody's saying it. Joe said it on not his last podcast, but the podcast before last. People in the industry know what's going on.
Yeah.
People that blackballed him, that was, saying he shot a black woman and everything, they are really siding with him again. So to push somebody away because it will ruin your brand, now coming back with him, and Meg is just seeming like she's grasping for straws. She's going out doing these interviews, and then she's trying to threaten to sue people. Mm-hmm. The thing that this doesn't make any sense to me is you're drunk. You're kicking out the window.
That's how the glass got in her foot, probably.
Yes, right? But my thing, like you said the last time, it was somebody else. I think it was Boozy that said this shit. He was like, damn, man. He was like, just because you was fucking a nigga don't mean that, we ain't going to believe that he shot you. Why lie about that?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I'm just like, for the life of me, if she didn't know what happened, if you were that fucking drunk, why come out and say, that nigga Tory shot me. You shot me. I lied so they wouldn't kill us. I get that. That makes a lot of sense about the lying and all that. They want to kill us or whatever because you was in a white neighborhood, rich. I get that.
Right.
But this shit have just going too far. Like, it's going on too long, right? The bullet fragments were taken out of your foot. They can't find them. Then it comes out that there was no bullet fragments in your foot. Like, where did the fragments go? Mm-hmm. So there's fragments that are still in your feet that they can't get out. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Take an x-ray, show that there's bullet fragments in your feet. Mm-hmm. Don't go to Gayle. Stop threatening academics. Just shut the fuck up and go to trial, right? But she's not doing that. Mm-hmm. Going to Gayle King was a smart thing as far as her brand is concerned. But as far as the culture is concerned and the trial is concerned, it was a bad idea. And I just don't know why. Like, if Tory didn't shoot her, why say that he did? Say that he didn't, then say that he did. And then why are you and Kelsey not friends anymore? Like, this whole situation with the glass situation, like, okay, there's the police report that came out and said that she was treated for glass in her feet. But, like, everybody's jumping on this shit, and she's not saying anything.
Nothing.
Now, why do you think she's not saying anything when she jumps out the window on Instagram Live any other time?
It could be either she knows that she's busted and doesn't know what else to say, or she's like, okay, I'm going to just show y'all niggas soon the truth, and I'm going to let y'all all look stupid as hell thinking that y'all know what the fuck's going on. Could be one or the other.
Now I'm going to ask you a question. Now, we both know what inconclusive means. Mm-hmm. And I did a little bit more research. The last time we talked about this, I researched and they saying it was this website. Maybe it was www.meganthestallion.com saying that gunshot residue was found on him.
Right.
Now, after doing some more research, no GSR was found on Tory.
Okay, that's what I've been hearing.
So, and another thing, if he's in the car, if he shot you from inside the car at first, right? Mm-hmm. There's no shell casings in the car, and then he's all of a sudden he's standing up over the window. Mm-hmm. So they're saying when they got the magazine, they took the bullets out there. They did some fingerprinting. None of Tory's fingerprints was on that gun. So I'm just like, yo, it's all this shit that was coming out. And I feel like that's just maybe karma because when she came out and said, I got shot, she put all this shit out. You shot me. This is what happened. We was arguing. Boom, boom, boom. Now, that's one thing I didn't understand, Mike, because she was saying all this different shit that he was feeding blogs information. I really wasn't hearing anything. The only shit that I was hearing was from academics and from her. Mm-hmm. I didn't hear Tory say anything. She was the one that came out and was saying all this shit.
True. I really didn't hear anything from him. I always wondered why. She was saying a lot of shit. All the information I got was through her. Yeah.
And her story have changed so many times.
Yeah.
And I had a conversation at work with this chick, and she was like, everybody knew that bitch was fucking that nigga. So why she lie? I'm like, well, she's playing word semantics because Gayle asked her, did you have a sexual relationship with him? And she said, no. No, I didn't have a sexual relationship with him. I know it might sound stupid if Gayle said, hey, did you sleep with him? Maybe she would have said yeah. But maybe. I think in her mind, when she added sexual and she added that word relationship on there, that's when she was like, no.
Yeah. I definitely think she fucked that nigga on more than one occasion.
Yes, because there's no nigga that is going to put his dick on your ass. You're bent over and you're laughing if you didn't fuck him, or you're thinking about fucking him that day.
Right.
Nigga, this shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. This shit is kind of irritating.
Mm-hmm.
Every day there's something else that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Whack 100 on Clubhouse yesterday said, yo, Rock Nation is going to throw her to the wolves. Even the breakdown on the Joe Budden podcast, he's saying that the company was sold and everything like that. Do you believe what Joe, his podcast is different. His mind, the way he breaks shit down makes a lot of fucking sense. And they're trying to say that her record label was sold because of the situation, and he, not in so many words, said that people in the industry and people that are familiar with the situation, there is a tape. People have viewed the tape and they know that she's lying.
A tape?
Have you heard that?
No.
Yeah, he actually said that.
Whoa.
He said there's a tape that people have watched and they know that Tory didn't shoot Meg and Meg is lying.
So there's a video of her getting shot or getting hurt?
The only thing he said is there a video that is pretty much contradicting what Meg is saying.
Damn. I didn't hear that.
And Myron even said that shit. There was a shit that I watched live that he did with some chick who actually got the police report. She ain't said how she got it, but the way she looked, you can probably see how she got it. So she was saying like, yo, these are like $1 million houses.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see my neighborhood, there's a whole bunch of people that got fucking Ring doorbells. So, I mean, those $1 million houses didn't have it on tape. She even said, there's a witness and it's on tape. Like, I don't know if she said it was on tape. She said, there is a fucking witness. So, there has to be something.
True.
Because think about this, Mike. Tory is a little black guy, okay? If he shot her, he wouldn't get out of fucking jail at all. If they had any type of proof,
Yeah. True.
he would still be in jail.
Yeah. For real. That's true.
This whole situation is just getting so irritating because I'm not going to lie to you. I go back and forth sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, this nigga ain't shoot that bitch. But then sometimes, like you said, if you just listen to her, don't watch the video, you're like, damn, she actually went through some shit, man. That shit's fucked up.
Yeah.
But then you're like,
She lying, though,
that
man.
bitch lying.
Yeah.
You know,
She lying.
what would possess her to not know what went on? And then Tory saying that Rock Nation called him and said it'd be in your best interest to not talk about this situation. And then Meg goes out and just jumped out the window with all these fucking crazy allegations. What would possess her? I get it. You got a brand.
Yeah.
You lie. You got a brand. You want to get as much money as you can because you know there's a possibility that you're going to get dropped and your career is going to end.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that money could possibly run out, though. I mean, well, millions. I don't know, man. What would possess her to lie, though? And then the thing about it, you tell Gail that you didn't do anything. They was arguing, you wasn't. But then on your first Instagram live, we was all arguing and stuff like that. You didn't say that you kicked out the window. You didn't say that Kelsey kicked you out the fucking party. Not Kelsey, but one of them fucking Kardashian bitches kicked you out of the party. Yeah. No, Kendall Jenner, one of the Jenner bitches or whatever. Yeah. Like, what would possess her to lie? I know you got a brand that you have to protect, but like, try to fuck up his career?
Yeah. I don't know, man. She's trying to protect herself. And I guess
you protect yourself by lying constantly. She didn't have to do that interview.
He fucked her friend and she's mad at them both.
Now, one thing I'm confused about, right, is who he was fucking first. Because the original story I heard, he was fucking Kelsey first. And then once Meg found out he was fucking Kelsey, Meg fucked him.
I feel like he fucked Meg first and he fucked her next. And that's why she's bitter about it and all this shit kind of unfolded. That's the only way it makes sense to me. I can't see why she'd be mad if she was the second fuck. She was an initial fuck and she got replaced fucked.
She was the initial fuck. Yeah, man, but I don't know. I just think that she did this interview And I when I said when we did the Who Shot Your shit, I said that it wasn't they didn't put out the whole interview, but they did. I didn't know the whole interview was 12 minutes and 36 seconds.
Oh, that's it.
The text message that Kelsey put out helped Tory shot Meg. So do you think it was they were friends? Of course they were friends. Mm-hmm. Then at first they were just like, oh shit, I just shot this bitch over some dick. So let me cover myself by saying that Tory shot Meg. Like that text message was just like random as fuck. The bullet fragment's missing. Then you got something to say you still got bullet fragments in your feet. And then a text message that says that Kelsey sent to Meg's security that said Tory shot Meg. It's like so many different things that Meg's people are putting out that just doesn't make any sense. But I'll be glad when this is over.
Yeah. Soon,
and
next month.
When it's over, everything is going to stay the way it is.
You still think so?
No,
even if they got video?
No, I think so. I think that Tory, his career is going because he makes really, really good music. Mm-hmm. He's dealing with people. He was out with Drake and different people and Rose. So his career is not where it was, but it's going up. Mm-hmm. Meg puts out these little videos of her recap of the weekend, and she does the little hot girl fucking recap, and people are on there just eating that shit up. R. Kelly has fans. Harvey Weinstein still has fans. Bill Cosby still has fans.
But everything is the same for them.
It's
niggas.
not. It's not.
None of them.
But you know why it's not the same? Because they're not black women.
Okay.
This whole protect black women thing has took on a whole mind of its own. And she's eating that shit up. And the more I think about it, the comments that I read, nothing's going to happen to Meg. I think the most thing that'll probably happen is she might get dropped from a label or something like that. But then, is that really hurting her? Because you independent and you still have fans because you're a black woman and you're the twerk anthem queen. I feel like the way stuff is right now is going to stay the same. She's still going to put out music. He's still going to put out music. There's never going to be an apology because in our society, in our culture, we have short-term memories.
It's
true. I
true.
feel like everybody's just going to forget about everything.
I think that there's some fucked up video out there that's showing her just looking crazy. I think it's going to fuck her up.
You think so?
Yeah, if there's video. That's what I was saying before, man. If there's some kind of video or some text or some shit like that, that's going to help. There's no way to just ignore that. If it's just hearsay and talk and all that, yeah. But if there's video proof you did this shit, that's what always gets you fucked up.
Yeah, but what is your final just whatever? Do you think that he shot Meg?
No.
Yeah, no. I don't think so either.
I don't believe it. But we're going to see the truth, I hope, soon, in June. I hope so. But I don't think that he did it.
But, okay, you're smart. If Kelsey shot Megan,
yeah,
and it was an unregistered gun in the vehicle, GSR was found on Kelsey, why isn't she in jail?
Because Megan didn't say she shot her.
But yeah, I get that because she's saying that Tory shot her. But she's saying Tory shot her, but he has no GSR on him, and your best friend, who you're not friends with anymore, has GSR on her. I don't know, and I feel like Meg capitalized off this whole situation. Everybody's mad at Tory put out Daystar and everything like that, but Meg. That song that like what is it? Shots Fired or something like that. You remember when she was like, "Bitch, nigga shot me with a 38, and I ain't never fuck." Like she addressed everything, like the little rumors that was out there. Like, isn't that kind of like guilty conscience? Just you feel like you have to speak on it, but then you saying that he was speaking on shit when he didn't say anything, and you actually put a song out, but nobody talks about the song that she put out. Ebro was like, I had to send Tory a message saying, you moving wrong, I don't fuck with you. And took him off every fucking Apple playlist. But she's on these playlists. I don't know, man. I feel like it's a really fucked up place we living in. I'm getting really sick and tired of this shit. Stuff comes out, and I'm pretty sure in the next couple of days, something's going to come out that's going to really sweep that shit under the rug. They're saying, oh, Meg was shot with... You know, what happened if Meg is leaking all this shit?
The glass?
What about her camp that's leaking all this shit? It might not make sense, but just leaking this shit and then something else comes out later and it contradicts what that put out and she blames it on Tory. Because think about it. She's blamed Tory for everything that he wasn't even doing. She said that you're on Ack is on your payroll and everything like that. What happened if her camp? Because Academic said it. He put out a live yesterday and he said that he's getting it from Rock Nation and one of Megan's friends that is sending him this shit. He goes a little crazy. He gets a little drunk and belligerent. But I've really never known him to just come out and be 100% wrong about some shit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's hard to say.
But you're saying that you don't think that Tory
Definitely
shot
don't
her.
think he shot her. I can say that much. But I don't know why, and who did what exactly. But the one thing I do know is that he didn't shoot her.
He didn't shoot her, but she got shot. You think she got shot still?
Hard to say.
All right.
Don't know. If they're saying it's just glass, maybe it's just glass.
Because you know what? I'm sorry. I'll shut up after this. When this shit first happened 2 years ago, everybody was like, she was drunk and she was kicking out the window because she was really pissy fucking drunk and she gets crazy when she's getting drunk, right? That's a big bitch. Okay? She's kicking out. She's kicking. And where she has the cuts at the back of her feet would make more sense, right? Because when you're kicking, the strongest part of your foot is your heel.
Yeah.
And most of the cuts are back there.
Yeah. I looked at the foot again. It looked like some cuts from glass could be. It doesn't look. I don't know, man. I never seen a shot foot, so I need to compare a shot foot versus a glass cut foot. Maybe I can see better, but it could have just been glass.
Bullet fragments were removed. So they're saying that she even said it, that he was shooting the ground. saying dance bitch. So bullet ricochets hit her foot. And I was thinking, that's a big, strong football playing looking bitch. So, but if he's shooting and he's saying dance bitch and then the bullets hit her foot, but somebody said she was crawling. I didn't see her crawling. The only videos that I've seen where she was walking backwards with her hands up. Did you see her crawling?
No, I saw her walking backwards.
Yeah.
Nah.
That's a strong...
Did she get down after she walked backwards? I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm just saying, if she got shot in her ankle... I know there's people that got... I did the research. There's people that got shot in their head that are still alive.
Yeah.
So if you can get shot in your head, in your brain, and still be alive, I guess you could get... Somebody could shoot and it could just miss, even though most of the bones, like your foot is made mostly of bones.
Yeah.
I guess you could get shot in your foot and not hit any bones. Right? It's a possibility.
It's possible. Anything's possible, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know, but I'll be glad when this shit is over.
Me too.
Because I feel like these women are going fucking crazy right now. Because of the whole believe black women shit and everything like that. But I don't know. But we're out, motherfuckers.
See ya.